Hi, I'm Tracy. I'm with Tierracast. Tierracast is a Northern California company, and we make cast pewter jewelry components. And I'm up here visiting with Fusion Beads, and we have a really cute bracelet project to share with you. It uses one of our crisscross components, which is from our Make a Statement line, and a 2-loop heirloom toggle clasp, and some silky Czech glass beads. Let's take a look at the product we'll be using. To make this project, we'll need 4 6-inch strands of fine beading wire. We've got Soft Flex's champagne color for this because it goes nicely with the gold, a Tierracast crisscross link, a 2-loop heirloom clasp, 14 6mm 2-hole Silky's Czech glass beads, 32 3mm faceted spacers, 8 3mm crimp covers, and 8 2x2mm crimp tubes. For tools, we'll need some wire cutters, crimping pliers, and bracelet bending pliers, although those are optional. To begin with, I'm going to pick up one of the strands of cord and thread on one crimp tube. And then I'm going to attach that to one of the loops at one end of the crisscross link. And repeat that with a second cord. Now I'm going to string one of the faceted spacers onto each cord. Covering the tails. And then string one of the silkies onto the cords. And add a second 3mm spacer to each cord. And then I'm going to repeat a silky and a spacer bead 6 times. And I'm going to pay attention to which side of the Silky's bead is up, because there's a flat side and there's a shaped side, so I want to make sure I'm consistent. Now that I've strung my last 2 spacer beads, I'm going to string a crimp tube onto one strand and then thread the cord through one loop of the clasp ring. And then string that back through the crimp tube and the spacer bead and maybe one of the silky beads. Then I'm going to adjust that to take up the slack. And secure it with the crimping pliers. And repeat that with the second strand. And trim my excess cord. Now I'm going to use the crimping pliers to attach crimp covers over all of the crimps. So we've completed the stringing of the second side, and we neglected to mention this in the supply information at the beginning of the video, but actually on this end, we're crimping directly to jump rings instead of the clasp bar. That way, with the jump rings, you have a little more mobility when you're taking the bracelet on and off. So I've got one more crimp cover to put on. And then I'll use those jump rings to attach the clasp bar. And there we go. Now the last thing we want to demonstrate is the bracelet bending pliers. This focal link can be bent just a little bit so that it fits the curve of your wrist a little better. So just use the bracelet bending pliers to give it a very gentle squeeze and a nice little curve. And that way it lays against the wrist a little nicer. And that's it. With 14 silky beads, this bracelet is about 7 inches long. So if you wanted to add length, just increase the number of your beads on each side. And thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video.